Hello my friends, this is Dr. Mandell, and today I want to talk about something extremely important, especially if you're over the age of 50, 60, or even 70, and that's muscle loss, also known as sarcopenia. Now listen carefully, this happens slowly, little by little, and before you know it, you're feeling weaker, losing balance, having a hard time getting up from that chair, climbing stairs, even opening a jar. But I'm here to tell you, it doesn't have to be that way. Muscle loss is not just a part of aging. It's a sign that the body's not getting what it needs. And I'm going to tell you one powerful thing you can start doing tonight. Every single night to stop muscle loss fast and even start building it back. Are you ready? I want you to listen to this message closely. Because it may just change how you live the rest of your life. If you're over 50, maybe 60, maybe even 70 or 80. I know many of you have been told, well, you're getting older. It's normal to slow down. It's normal to lose strength. You're hearing things like that's just part of aging. But I'm here to tell you right now, don't buy into that. Muscle loss is common, yes, but it is not something you're destined to go through. Losing your strength, your mobility, your balance, that doesn't have to be your reality. That's a myth, and too many people believe it. And because they believe it, they accept weakness, frailty, and dependency as normal, but you're not like everyone else because you're here listening, you want answers, you want hope, you want truth. Now, let's talk science for a second. As we age, our bodies naturally start to produce less growth hormone, less testosterone, and less protein synthesis occurs, which means the muscles don't repair as quickly as they used to. But that's only part of the picture. The biggest reason most people lose muscle is because they stop challenging their muscles and they stop feeding their muscles what they need. That's the real problem, not your age. You see, your muscles are like a bank account. If you're always withdrawing and never depositing, you go bankrupt. Every time you use your muscles, walking, lifting, climbing stairs, that's a withdrawal. But what deposits are you making? Are you getting enough protein? Are you staying active? Are you giving your body the sleep it needs to recover? Because if you're not, your body has no choice but to break down the muscle tissue. And that's when the problems begin. And let me tell you, the consequences of muscle loss go way beyond strength. It affects your posture, your balance, your energy levels, your immune system, and even your brain health. Yes, muscle is not just for athletes, it's your armor, it protects your bones, your joints, and even your metabolic health. Now, I know some of you might be saying, but doc, I haven't exercised in years, I can't get down on the floor and do push-ups or squats anymore. And that's okay. I'm not telling you to train like an athlete. I'm telling you to move nourish your body properly and start small. If you can lift your arms, you can build muscle. If you can walk across the room, you can build muscle. If you can stretch, squeeze or do a little resistance, you can stimulate those muscle fibers, and every little bit counts. You don't need to run marathons. You just need to get started. There are studies, and I've read them all, that show people in their 80s and 90s who start resistance training can regain significant muscle mass in just a few weeks. That's right. It's never too late, never. I've seen patients in wheelchairs make incredible improvements just by working with resistance bands and proper nutrition. But you have to believe it's possible. Let me ask you something. When you wake up in the morning, do you feel strong and steady? Or are you grabbing for the furniture just to make it to the bathroom? That's your muscles talking. That weakness is not just tiredness. It's your body telling you it needs help. And ignoring those signs, waiting until a fall, a fracture, or a hospital visit, that's a price none of us should have to pay. But here's the good news, your muscles are always listening. They're just waiting for a signal that says, hey, it's time to rebuild, and you send that signal through movement and nutrition. You feed them protein, you give them rest, you keep your body hydrated, and day by day, step by step, they get stronger. It's a beautiful thing to witness. And let me be real with you, the medical system isn't going to talk to you about this. They'll tell you about pills, injections, maybe physical therapy after you fall. But what about before the fall? That's where prevention lies. That's where you take control. So what can you do right now? Start with this, make a decision. This, decide you're not going to let your muscles waste away just because a calendar says you're older. Age is a number, mindset is everything. Next, this, look at your protein intake. Are you getting enough every day? Most seniors aren't. You need around 1 to 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. More if you're active. This, that's per day, not per week. Are you getting that? If not, let's fix it. Start moving. Even 5 to 10 minutes of resistance training with light weights, cans, this, or bands can start waking up those muscle fibers again. Take the stairs, do a little wall push up, squeeze your muscles while watching TV. Every little bit matters. This. And don't forget to rest, because rest is when the rebuilding happens. I want you to think of your muscles like a garden. If you don't water them, if you don't feed them, they wither. This, but with the right care, they grow. Even after a long winter, they bloom again. You were not made to sit on the sidelines. You were made to move, to be strong, to live with purpose. This, and I believe in you. So don't wait until weakness becomes your new normal. Let's change the story, starting today, right now. This, I want to talk to you about something that most people never think about, but it's one of the most powerful healing secrets of your body. What happens to your muscles while you sleep? This. Now listen closely, because this could be the missing piece in your health routine, especially if you're over 50, 60, or 70, and you've started to notice you're losing strength, losing muscle, or just not feeling as energetic and stable as you used to. You see, when people think about building muscle or staying strong, they usually think about going to the gym, lifting weights, walking, stretching, or doing exercises. And yes, those are all very important. But what almost nobody talks about is when the magic actually happens. And I'm here to tell you this. The real transformation doesn't happen during the workout. It happens after, and most importantly, it happens while you sleep. That's right. Like this. Your body has a built-in repair system, a biological miracle. That kicks in when you close your eyes and drift off to sleep at night. Think about that. Up like this. Your muscles aren't growing when you're lifting weights. They're actually breaking down. Small tears happen in those fibers and the body says, okay, let's rebuild stronger. But that rebuilding, that healing, that growth only happens when you rest. And the deepest, most effective repair happens during your sleep. This is why I say nighttime is prime time. Your body shifts into what we call an anabolic state. That's the fancy word for build-up mode. Hormones like growth hormone, testosterone like this, and IGF-1 insulin like growth factor rise during the night. And those are the very hormones your body uses to rebuild muscle, strengthen bones, and heal tissues. That's a beautiful, knee up like this, natural process, and it happens every single night if you give your body the chance. But here's the catch. If you're not sleeping well, or you're going to bed without the right nutrients, then you're missing out on the most powerful tool. You have to fight muscle loss as you age. Let me give you an example. Imagine your muscles are like a construction site. During the day, your muscle fibers get stressed and damaged. They carry heavy loads, they stretch, they strain. But at night, the repair crew shows up. They bring in materials, patch up the damage, and make everything stronger. But if there's no fuel like this, if the delivery truck never arrives with the supplies, what happens? The workers stand around, nothing gets rebuilt, the site starts to deteriorate. That's what happens to your body if you go to bed without giving it the protein and nutrients it needs. You're showing up to the construction site with no materials. Your body wants to rebuild your muscle, but it can't, and that's when muscle wasting begins. Now I know some of you might say, but doc, I eat well during that's great, but the timing matters. When you eat before bed, especially the right kind of slow digesting protein, like this, you're giving your muscles a steady drip of amino acids all night long. That's what they need to rebuild. One of the best things you can consume is something like casein protein found in cottage cheese or Greek yogurt. Casein digests slowly. It releases amino acids over 6 to 8 hours right through the night. That means your body has fuel while you're sleeping. While those growth hormones are circulating, while your body is healing. That's synergy. That's smart living. Why protein is also great? It's absorbed faster. And some people like to combine whey and casein together. Others simply eat a small handful of almonds or a hard-boiled egg with some fruit. It doesn't have to be fancy. It just has to be consistent. let me say something else that's critical. This sleep isn't just about duration, it's about quality. If you're tossing and turning, if your mind is racing, if you're waking up multiple times, your body doesn't get into that deep sleep stage where growth hormone is released. That's when the real recovery happens. Deep sleep is the gold mine. That's when the muscles really go to work repairing. So what can you do? First, create a calm nighttime routine. Turn off the screens. Dim the lights. Do a little stretching. Maybe a hot shower bath to relax the muscles. You might even consider magnesium-rich foods in the evening, like bananas or a few pumpkin seeds. Magnesium helps relax the muscles and calm the nervous system. And here's the truth. Even if you don't do any heavy exercise, your muscles are still breaking down just from daily life. Walking, standing, bending, cleaning, it all adds up. So whether you're active or not, your body still needs that repair cycle at night. And when you fuel it correctly, the difference can be remarkable. I've had patients in their 70s and 80s start a simple bedtime nutrition routine like this, and within weeks they're sleeping better, standing taller, walking steadier, and even getting up from chairs with more ease. And they didn't change anything else. That's the power of understanding how your body works and then working with it instead of against it. Let me say this again because it's so important like this. Nighttime is not the end of the day. It's the beginning of healing. It's your body's reset button. Your body is smart. It wants to heal. It wants to grow stronger. And it's constantly trying to do that. But it needs your cooperation. Give it the rest. Give it the nutrients. Give it the peace. And it will reward you. So starting tonight. Tonight. I want you to think differently about your evening. No more going to bed on an empty stomach. No more ignoring your muscles just because you're not at the gym. You are rebuilding you are healing, you are getting stronger while you sleep. And I promise you if you follow this consistently, just a little protein before bed, calming your mind, allowing real rest, you will see a change in your strength, your energy, and your confidence. You're not powerless. You are not just getting old. You are capable of healing. And it starts tonight. Today we're going to talk about something so simple, so easy, and so powerful, it could change the way your body ages. Now I know many of you out there are feeling a little weaker than you used to. Maybe your arms feel like they've lost their strength. Maybe your legs aren't as steady. Or maybe you've noticed that climbing stairs, getting up from a chair, or even carrying groceries just feels harder than it did 10 years ago. That's not just aging, that's muscle loss. And that muscle loss is something we can fight back against starting tonight. Let me tell you your body is incredibly intelligent. It wants to heal, it wants to grow. But it can't do that unless you give it what it needs. And that means feeding it the right kind of protein at the right time. And when's the most important time to do that? That's right before bed. Your body does the majority of its repair work at night. That's when hormones like growth hormone and IGF-1 are working hard to repair damaged muscle tissue and grow new muscle fibers. But here's the problem. If there's no protein in your system, your body doesn't have the building blocks it needs to do that job. It's like trying to build a house without bricks. That's why I tell all my patients, get in 20 to 30 grams of high quality protein about 60 to 90 minutes before bed. Not only will it help you sleep better, but it'll also help your body rebuild and protect your muscle, especially as you age. Now let me explain what I mean by high quality protein. I'm not talking about greasy burgers or processed meats full of preservatives. I'm talking about clean, complete proteins, ones that have all the essential amino acids your body needs to build muscle. Here are some of my favorites: Greek yogurt packed with casein protein, which digests slowly and feeds your muscles for hours while you sleep. Cottage cheese, another great source of slow digesting casein, plus it's low in fat and high in calcium. Whey protein shake, easy to mix up, quick to digest, and great for people who don't want to eat heavy food at night. Hard-boiled eggs full of high quality protein and healthy fats. A great light snack before bed. Tofu or tempeh. If you're plant-based, these are excellent protein options, and they're also rich in minerals. Now, some people say, but doc, I thought eating before bed was bad. Let me clear that up. Eating junk food or big meals right before bed isn't helpful, but having a small portion of clean protein is not only safe, It's incredibly beneficial for your muscles, your metabolism, and even your blood sugar. Let's take a look at what happens if you don't give your body that bedtime protein. Your blood sugar drops overnight. Your body doesn't have the raw materials to repair and recover. And worst of all, your body may even start breaking down your own muscle for fuel. That's right, muscle loss speeds up, and you wake up weaker than you were the night before. But when you give your body that clean source of protein, just 20 to 30 grams, you're fueling the rebuilding process. Your muscles are bathed in amino acids all night long. They stay protected, they get stronger, and you wake up with more energy, more balance, and more confidence in your body. This small shift, just a little protein at night, can make a huge difference, especially for seniors. As we age, our ability to absorb and use protein decreases. So we actually need more protein, not less. Yet, most older adults are only getting half of what they need. And let me tell you this, it doesn't matter if you're 65, 75 like this, or 95, your muscles are still listening. They can still respond. I've had patients in their late 80s who started a simple nighttime protein habit, and within weeks they were standing up easier, walking more confidently, and even feeling stronger holding their grandkids. That's not coincidence. That's biology. Now here's what I want you to do tonight, not tomorrow, tonight. I want you to have one of those options I mentioned, a small bowl of cottage cheese, a scoop of protein powder mixed in water or almond milk, a boiled egg, and a few slices of avocado. Just something light, 200 to 300 calories max with at least 20 grams of protein. That's it. Do it again the next night and the next, and give your body 2 to 3 weeks. Just watch what happens. You're going to feel stronger. You're going to sleep deeper. You're going to notice you're not getting as sore, and your energy during the day is going to go up. And here's the best part, it's easy. No gym membership required. No heavy lifting, no complicated diet, just a little bit of intentional nutrition, timed correctly and done consistently. This is what smart aging looks like, not giving up, not sitting back and accepting weakness, but stepping up, taking control, saying, I'm going to feed my body what it needs. I'm going to take care of myself because you are worth it, your health is worth it, your strength, your independence, your vitality, that's worth fighting for. I believe in you. My friends, you are not too old. It is not too late. Start tonight and let your body show you what it's still capable of. I want you to listen closely to this message, because if you're trying to stop muscle loss, build strength, and stay mobile as you age, this could be the missing piece you've been looking for. We've already talked about the importance of protein, of sleep, and how your body goes into repair mode at night. But there's something else, something so simple that most people completely overlook: light resistance before bed. Now I know what you might be thinking. Doc, I'm tired at night. I'm too old to exercise. You don't want to get sweaty before going to sleep. I hear that all the time. But I want to shift your thinking because what I'm talking about isn't a workout. It's not boot camp. It's not high intensity. It's a gentle way to activate your muscles, to wake them up just enough so they get the signal. Hey, we're still being used. Don't shut down on me. See, your body is smart. It's constantly making decisions about what tissues to maintain, what to repair, and what to let go of. If you don't use your muscles, especially at night when the body's rebuilding, they get the message, we're not needed anymore. And that's when they start to atrophy, break down, and disappear. That's the beginning of weakness, instability, and even falls. But what happens if just before bed you spend 5 to 10 minutes doing gentle, light resistance movements, just body weight or maybe a resistance band? Suddenly your muscles get the opposite message. We're still working. We still matter. Let's get stronger tonight. It's like flipping a switch inside your cells. You don't need heavy weights. You don't even need to leave your bedroom. Just a few minutes of intentional movement to activate your biggest, most important muscle groups, your legs, your glutes, your core, and your shoulders. Let me give you a few examples of what this might look like. Wall push-ups, just stand a few feet from the wall and press in and out. Great for the chest, shoulders, and arms. Bodyweight squats or chair squats, slow and controlled. Use a chair if you need support. This activates your thighs, glutes, and balance system. Standing calf raises, hold onto a countertop and raise up onto your toes. strengthens the calves and supports your walking stability. Leg lifts lying in bed activate your core, hips, this, and lower back while keeping things gentle. Resistance band rows. If you've got a band, just step on it and pull back like you're rowing a boat. Strengthens your posture and back muscles. This, marching in place, even this simple movement, if done for a minute or two, can wake up your hips, quads, and abs. The goal isn't to exhaust yourself. It's to stimulate this, just enough movement to tell your body, hey, let's build tonight this. These muscles are still in action. And when you pair that movement with a small serving of protein and a good night's sleep, now you're locking in the benefits. You're sending all the right signals to your muscles, nourish, repair, strengthen. I've had hundreds of patients who added this simple nighttime routine. People in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, lift your knee up like this, and I'll tell you something, almost all of them came back to me weeks later saying the same thing. Doc, I feel steadier. I don't need to grab the railing as much. I'm waking up feeling stronger, not weaker, and that's because those little movements, done consistently, start to add up. You begin to rewire your body, you build neuromuscular coordination, your brain and muscles start working together again, your joints feel more supported. And your metabolism, believe it or not, also starts to improve because muscle tissue burns more calories, even at rest. Now you might be thinking, do I really have to do this every night? Let me ask you something. Do you brush your teeth every night? Of course you do. Why this? Because you know that consistency keeps you from losing what you have. The same goes for your muscles. Just 5 to 10 minutes of light movement before bed can help preserve what you've got, and in many cases rebuild what you've lost. So here's what I want you to dog. Pick 2 or 3 of those exercises I mentioned. Do each one for about 30 seconds to a minute. Rest in between, stretch a little. Breathe deeply like this. This doesn't need to be fast. It's not about speed. It's about waking up those muscles gently so your body knows I'm still in the game, and don't forget, you're not alone in this. You're part of a community of people who are taking control of their health one night at a time. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter what kind of shape you're in. You start from where you are. No judgment. No pressure. Just progress. You are stronger than you think. And your body is listening. If you give it what it needs, it will respond. So let's give it movement. Let's give it love. Let's give it the signal to keep building muscle. Even at night, even as we age, you are not declining, you are rebuilding. One breath, one rep, one evening at a time. I want to talk to you today about something that most people overlook. But if you're struggling with fatigue, cramping, weak muscles, or slow recovery, this might just be the missing piece you've been searching for. You see, when we think about staying strong and preventing muscle loss, we tend to focus only on exercise and protein. And yes, those are important. But what if I told you that without 2 critical nutrients, your body can't fully recover, rebuild or even activate muscle tissue properly? I'm talking about magnesium and vitamin D2 powerhouse nutrients that your muscles are begging for, especially as you get older. Let's start with magnesium. This mineral is involved in over 300 biochemical reactions in the body. That's right. 300. And do you know what many of those reactions involve? Muscle contraction, relaxation and repair. Your muscles need magnesium to function properly. It's like oil in the engine. Without enough of it, everything starts to tighten, cramp, or fatigue early. Have you ever felt those Charlie horses in the middle of the night, or your eyelids twitching, or maybe your legs just feel like they have no strength left by the end of the day? Like this. That's often magnesium deficiency knocking at your door. Now here's what most people don't realizing: as we age, our body becomes less efficient at absorbing magnesium. Add to that a diet low in leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and whole grains. And it's no wonder why so many seniors are running on empty when it comes to this vital mineral. Now let's talk about vitamin D. This one's so critical, especially when it comes to your muscles. Vitamin D isn't just about bones. It plays a major role in muscle strength, balance, and even preventing falls. Why? Because your muscle cells actually have vitamin D receptors. That means your muscles are directly influenced by how much vitamin D is available in your system. If your vitamin D is too low, which is extremely common in people over 50, you may notice that your muscles feel weaker, your energy crashes, and your recovery slows way down after even simple activities. And here's something important: low vitamin D is linked to accelerated muscle loss in older adults. That's right. People with vitamin D deficiency lose muscle mass faster. That's a big deal. But the good news, when you bring those levels back up, your muscle performance can dramatically improve, even if you haven't changed anything else. Now imagine this: you're getting better sleep, you're eating enough protein, you're kneed up like this, you're doing light movement before bed, but your muscles are still aching, still not recovering, still feeling weak. That's like trying to rebuild a house without any nails or glue to hold it together. Magnesium and vitamin D are the tools that allow your body to use that protein to recover from that exercise and to build stronger muscle tissue. Let me give you some simple steps to make sure you're not running low. First, magnesium. Some of the best food sources, including pumpkin seeds, almonds, spinach, black beans, avocados, dark chocolate. Yes, in moderation, but if you're not eating those foods regularly, or if you're taking medications like diuretics or proton pump inhibitors, acid blockers, your magnesium could still be low. In that case, a magnesium supplement may help, especially forms like magnesium glycinate or magnesium citrate, which are easier on the stomach and more absorbable. Start low and go slow, around 200 to 400 mg per day, depending on your individual needs, and take it in the evening. Magnesium is known to relax the muscles and can even improve sleep quality. That's a win-win. Now for vitamin D, the best source, is sunlight. Just lifting 15 to 20 minutes a day of natural sunlight on your skin can boost vitamin D production. But let's be real, many of us don't get enough sun, especially in the winter, or we're covered up, or we're using sunscreen, which blocks vitamin D production. So what's the solution? Vitamin D3 supplements. Most adults over 50 benefit from 1,000 to 2,000 U per day, and sometimes more if levels are really low. Of course, it's best to have your blood levels checked. But if that's not possible, a safe maintenance dose can go a long way. And here's something really cool. When you combine magnesium and vitamin D, your body actually uses both more effectively. Magnesium is required to activate vitamin D in the liver and kidneys. That means if you're taking vitamin D without magnesium, you might not be absorbing or using it correctly, so they work hand in hand, just like a team. One strengthens your muscles, the other helps them relax. One builds power, the other brings recovery. I've seen people in their 60s and 70s struggling with chronic fatigue and weak muscles. Completely turn things around by simply adding magnesium at night and vitamin D in the morning, and suddenly they're moving better, sleeping better, and most of all, they feel hopeful again. That's the kind of transformation that's possible when you start working with your body, not against it. So here's what I want you to do. Starting tonight, take a look at your diet. Are you getting those magnesium-rich foods? If not, consider a supplement. Are you spending time in the sun? If not, consider vitamin D3. And if you're already doing these things, beautiful! Stay consistent. You don't need fancy solutions. You don't need to feel helpless. You just need to give your body the fundamentals and trust that it will take care of the rest. Your body was designed to heal, to rebuild, and to thrive, but only if you feed it what it needs. You are strong. You are capable. And it's never too late to reclaim your health. Hello, my beautiful friends. Dr. Mandell here. I want to talk to you today about something so powerful, so healing, and yet so often overlooked. It doesn't cost anything. It doesn't require equipment, and it doesn't take a lot of time. But when you do this consistently, especially at night, it can completely change how your body feels, how your muscles recover, and how your mind lets go of the day. I'm talking about stretching and deep breathing. Now, before you say, Doc, I don't have time for that, or my body's too stiff, let me stop you right there. You don't need to be flexible. You don't need to touch your toes or twist into a pretzel. This isn't about performance. This is about healing. This is about telling your body, it's safe now, we can rest, we can recover. You see, every day your muscles are working, even if you're not doing formal exercise, you're standing, sitting, bending, reaching, and all those little movements, because tightness, tension, and micro tears in the muscles. That's normal. But if we never slow down and stretch, those tight muscles stay tight. They shorten. They stiffen. And that's where trouble begins. Tight muscles lead to poor circulation. This poor circulation leads to slow recovery, and slow recovery leads to muscle breakdown and pain, especially as we age. So how do we fix that? You take just 5 to 10 minutes before bed, and you give your muscles the gift of gentle movement and oxygen. You stretch, you breathe, you tune into your body. Let me paint the picture for you. The lights are dim. You've turned off the TV. Your phone is away. You sit on the edge of your bed or on a yoga mat. You take a deep breath in through your nose and slowly out through your mouth. Just like that, your body starts to shift into a parasympathetic state, the healing state. That's when your nervous system goes from go to rest and restore. Now you do a few gentle stretches, neck rolls to release that tension from the day, shoulder rolls to open up your posture, arm circles slow and controlled, to get blood moving through the upper body, seated hamstring stretch, one leg at a time, reaching gently toward the toes. Calf stretches with your heel pressed gently into the floor or wall. Hip openers like sitting cross-legged or gently pulling one knee toward your chest. And finally, lying on your back, pulling both knees in, rocking gently side to side. It's like telling your spine, you did a good job today, let's relax now. All the while, you're breathing deeply. In through the nose for a count of 4, hold it, and out through the mouth for a count of 6. You do this slowly, softly, intentionally. And guess what starts happening? Your muscle fibers begin to release, your heart rate slows down, your cortisol levels, that stress hormone, begin to drop. And your brain releases calming chemicals like GABA and serotonin that help you drift into a deeper and more restorative sleep. Now here's something many people don't realize. When you sleep better, your muscles recover better. That's when growth hormone is highest. That's when protein synthesis happens. That's when your muscles say, okay, let's rebuild. But if you go to bed tense, stressed, with shallow breathing and tight joints, your sleep won't be as restorative. You wake up stiff, you wake up sore, you feel like your body aged overnight. But when you do just a few minutes of stretching and breathing before bed, you're priming your body to recharge not just your muscles, but your nervous system, your circulatory system, even your digestive system. This isn't just about muscles. This is about total body healing. And I want to tell you something that might surprise you. For many seniors I've worked with, this simple habit has led to some of the biggest transformations. I've had patients tell me their back pain disappeared, their legs stopped cramping, and even their blood pressure improved just from stretching and breathing at night. Because when you can combine movement with mindfulness, you're not just changing your body, you're changing your energy. So here's what I recommend every night before you lie down. Take 5 to 10 minutes for yourself. Stretch gently, no bouncing, no pushing through pain. Just listen to your body, breathe deeply, in and out, let go of the day, let go of the noise, let go of the tension. You are not just preparing for sleep, you are preparing for healing. And remember, it's not about how far you stretch or how flexible you are. It's about showing up for your body.